Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video we are going to see about the lead acid batteries, the issues in a lead acid battery and maintenance, how to maintain it, and the charging methods of lead acid batteries, then their different types. So coming up to the topic, normally the lead acid battery in the sense which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy, vice versa. While discharging, it will convert electrical energy into a mechanical energy. Refer my before video where we can see the construction and working of this lead acid battery. So the main components are lead peroxide, then lead and electrolyte H2SO4, which means sulfuric acids. These are the main components of the lead acid batteries. Coming up to the different types, there are five types: folded type, sealed type, valve regulated, then absorbed glass, and gel type. So first, folded type in the sense normally used type, which means it has a valve, opening valves at the top, where we can fill our water and electrolyte solutions whenever the water get discharged due to the charging and discharging activities. We can fill it by manually. This folded type is a conventional engine ignition type and has a traction kind of batteries. So, as I said, we can manually fill the water. Then sealed type. So the name itself, known as a sealed, means it's a closed type of a battery where we cannot able to fill the water. Once it's filled up to the battery lifetime, that same filled water and electrolyte solution will be used. Next is your valve regulated type. So it is also a sealed type of batteries where the valve controls the O2, which means the hydrogen and the oxygen producing gases. Next is absorbed glass mat type, where the batteries permits the electrolyte to get stopped near the plate materials. Then last one is your gel type. In this, a wet kind of lead acid batteries where the electrolyte in the cell, which silica related stuffings are being used as a material. This is a gel type material. So next is your battery charging method. There are two types of actually three types of method. One is your constant voltage charging, second one is your constant current, and third one is your float charging. So in here we are going to see the constant voltage current and constant current charging. So the constant voltage charging, the voltage is kept constant throughout the process, which means initially the high level of current will be initiated. Then after sometimes the current level will get reduced. At last the current will maximum it will reach as a zero. So the current is gradually dropping off as a battery pickup charge, resulting in a increase back EMF. So the large current at the beginning of the charging is relatively short duration and it will not help harm the cells, which means harm the batteries. So at the end of the charging, the current drop almost to zero. So which is nearly equal to the required amount of voltage what the battery need to attain, it will get attained. So next is your constant current charging. In here the current is kept constant throughout the period. For a constant current method, the batteries are connected in series with the DC supply and also a rheostat, which means variable resistors will be connected with it. So whenever the voltage need to get attained, for that the resistance will be get reduced or increased is according to their charging level. So the charging will be carried by a two stages, initially a high level of current and finishing with a low level of current. So this is just an example for your batteries constructions. Here the casing is made up of a plastics or a fiber. Second thing is that the negative and the positive terminals for the connection with the load. Then inside the batteries where the positive electrode, which means lead peroxide, and negative electrode, which is your lead, and the solution, electrolyte solution, is your sulfuric acid. These and all carried inside your batteries. So this is your construction of the batteries. Next, coming up to the issues in maintaining these batteries. One of the main issues is the overcharging. If the cell is overcharged, then automatically the sulfonation will be formed, which means a layer of white or colorless, some kind of layers will be formed in your positive and negative plates. So this will gradually decreases your efficiency of your batteries. So if the sulfonation is formed, means automatically the specific gravity of your electrolyte decreases. If a lead acid battery overcharges and overheat, pressures generated from the hydrogen and the oxygen gas must be relieved. Then overwatering. When the battery is overwatered, the electrolyte become diluted. This will diminish the battery performance, and also the overwatering lead to a overflow of your solutions, which means acid and the water solutions. So automatically this will be a harmful and hazardous thing for humans also. Then second thing is that the overwatering also create a risk of spillage, as I said. Then forgetting the ventilation holes. The ventilation holes are provided to hydrogen gas to get escaped from the uh, batteries. If the gas is unable to relieve it, then pressure will be built up inside your batteries, and automatically it will leads to a explosion also. Next is your undercharging and underwatering. Undercharging is a partial charging kind of thing. If we partially charge, it means automatically the efficiency and the withstanding capacity of your lead acid batteries will get uh, demolished, or it become very less. So this will form a sulfonation on the lead, and that will occurs on your battery plates. Then second thing is your underwatering. So these are filled with an the electrolyte and the water is filled with a 3 is to 1 ratio, and also valves for releasing the hydrogen and oxygen gases also been provided. So they will generate a energy by electrically only, which means a chemical energy into a electrical energy will be generated. Automatically this kind of batteries need a refilling of your water, because whenever the chemical reaction to electrical energy is takes place, automatically there is a heat will be generated, and this heat will dissipates the water inside your batteries. So if the water that is lost during the charging the process, if not replenished, which means refilled, the electrolyte level will get drop at the top of your plate, and it will damage your plates also. Next is your avoiding cool down period. Normally once the batteries get charged, means after charging it should be cooled down for 8 to 6 hours. After that only discharge should be takes place. So the cool down period need to be provided for the batteries. Then discharging the battery too deeply, which means normally we need to discharge the batteries up to a 30 to 50% only. We should not drain out the batteries. If we drain out the batteries, means automatically it will also leads to a low efficiency of your battery or a poor performance of your battery. Next is your maintenance, which means regular maintenance and inspections need to be carried in a battery. So we need to ensure that the top is clean and covered and that dust free, which means the terminals, positive and the negative terminals which is connected with the load, it should be a dust free, and also there should be a uh, no corroding kind of things. Second thing is inspect the terminals, screw clamps and cables for any breakage or loose connections. So tightness need to be checked with the uh, appropriate tools. Apply a thin coating of a high temperature grease to the posts and the cable connections. It will give a additional protection of your batteries. Then inspect the battery case for any physical damage or any kind of melting due to the overcharging or overheating. Then sulfonated battery will leads to a poor performance of the battery. So normally the sulfonated batteries can be easily visible by a changed color of your plates. So the color of the sulfonated plates become lighter and its surface become harsh and brittle. So the sulfonation allows for a long time means automatically it will be very difficult to rectify the cells. So to avoid this situation we need to charge the battery with a low rate of current charging current. Next is your specific gravity. The specific gravity of the electrolyte may be permanently decreased due to aging effect. So these are due to the sedimentation of your bottom of the cell. Then due to the loss of acidity by a spray during charging. Then inadequate treatment after the removal of short circuiting. Then due to the excessive sulfonation of your plates. So these are all the main reason for the specific gravity degradations. Then the specific gravity in the sense the normal pure sulfuric acid is a 1.84. Then the pure acid is diluted with water to become a 1.1 to 1.2 to 1.3 level pH level. So this is known as your specific gravity. Then if the short circuit is due to the bulking of the plates, which means the plates get bulked and it will comes over the battery. So it can be reduced by removing or inserting or additional separators for your plates mechanically. Next is your watering. So watering should be done properly. There should be a no over watering or a under watering. And then we should use a distilled or a deionized water for the batteries. Then if we need to store a lead acid battery means we need to completely charge the batteries. Then the electrolyte need to be drained out and then uh, the battery become dries, and after that only we can able to store in our storage area. Then last thing is that the recharge lead acid batteries after a use. So it cannot be kept without recharging for a long time. These are all the maintenance point. Coming up to the advantage, it is available in all shape. It is fast and slow charging and overcharging can be done. Then it is capable of withstanding a long term inactive or without solvents. It is a best for your power and energy maintaining. Then about 97% of the lead is reusable, which means it can be recycled. Then it is inexpensive and simple to manufacture. Next is it is a self discharging, which means almost easily rechargeable kind of batteries. These are all the main advantage of your lead acid battery. Coming up to the disadvantages, the lead is the material which used in your plates. It is heavier compared to alternative elements. Then it is a very low specific gravity energy, poor weight to a energy ratio. Then it can be charged slowly, that is fully saturated charge takes place up to 14 to 16 hours. It must be stored in a charged condition, because without charging we cannot able to store the. It has a limited cycle life, which means uh, it is a cycle reduced by the life of your battery, because the once the charging and discharging takes place in continuously, automatically your efficiency of your battery get reduced. Then folded version of the batteries need a watering, means the frequent watering need to be done for the folded type of batteries. So these are all the main maintenance activities carried out for your lead acid batteries. Hope you understand. I think so. See you in next video. Have a nice day. Keep sharing your knowledge and gain your knowledge. Nandri Vanakkam.